Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I am back with day number 7 of 30 Days of Sketches with Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Today's sketch comes from Teri Rice, and I will post her social media link below. I pulled out this collection from Authentique called Cheerful because it has a piece of paper that has strawberries on it. I'm going to follow the sketch pretty closely, but instead of an 8x10 photo on the left-hand side of the layout, I'm actually going to do 3 photos plus a large cut file. The first paper that I pulled out was this paper here that has the arrows on it, and my thought process was that I would have these pieces of paper at the bottom of the layout. I had such a difficult time getting these papers to be even. I tried to cut them out with my trimmer and was unsuccessful. So then I thought, well, why don't I just pull out my T-square ruler and my X-Acto knife and cut them down that way? I did not do the best job of cutting the paper. I was originally planning on leaving a small border on either side of the arrow pieces, but that didn't work out and I had to cut them down. I work on this for quite a while. I struggle with it. I do eventually end up putting it back in my trimmer and trimming it out that way and just using the line as a guide. I got really close to each one of the lines. But at that point I was just so frustrated that I was just like, not gonna worry about it. So at first I thought about having the arrows go all the way to the right, but then I liked the idea of having the arrows kind of pointing towards each other, so pointing into the layout. Then I pulled out this cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. It says berry picking, and the berry part of it is the cut file, and then the word picking is just in this really pretty scripty font. It did take a little bit to get this off of the silhouette mat just because it was very intricate with that word picking. I really love this color combination of the red and green with the black thrown in. So when I cut this cut file out, I did decide that I thought it would look better with the black. I then pulled out this strawberry paper and I'm going to put it on my mat, and then I'm going to cut out the cut file once again. This time I removed all of the center pieces, so like the center pieces of the letter B and the letter R's, so that it would cut a solid piece. I did cut out the entire thing just because it was a little bit easier than trying to slice it on my silhouette, and then I just used my scissors to cut out the word picking. I was okay with some of the backing not cutting off, like the loop in the letter K. I then used my glue press to add some liquid adhesive and adhered the black cut file to the strawberry backing. I did save the inner pieces from the B's and R's to include those on this cut file, and I think that that really brings in the word berry. It really stands out. So once I got that done, I started to work on the photos. These photos are from us picking strawberries. We have a strawberry farm that's not too far from us. Our local yearly festival or fair is the Strawberry Festival. I would say probably about 15 to 20 minutes from us. We have lots of strawberry farms out where I live. And so strawberry picking is something that we do every year. We go out there, we usually get anywhere from 5 to 10 containers, and it takes us like an hour, and it's super cheap to pick them. I just love going out there and enjoying the nice spring weather, as spring as it gets in Florida. Then these strawberries are just wonderful. They're so juicy. The best strawberries ever. So I have photos of myself as well as Eli and my mom and then one of the foster kids picking berries. I tried to make sure that I was able to capture kind of everything that was going on while still being able to enjoy it. So I just took a couple of photos and then enjoyed the rest of the time with us picking berries. And then after we were all done, I did have somebody else that was there take a photo of all of us with our strawberries. On the right hand side of the layout, I do follow the sketch pretty closely. I add the 3 photos down on the bottom, and then I have 2 photos that are right above it. Of course, my ATG did run out of adhesive at this point, so I did have to change it out. I think I went through maybe 5 or 6 rolls of adhesive this month with 30 days of sketches. So I feel like I accomplished a lot. 30 sketches is a lot, and 5 rolls of adhesive is also quite a bit as well. Once I got the photos down on the right hand side of the layout, I start to adhere down the left hand side. I did start with the cut file because I wanted the P and the G of the cut file to almost be touching the bottom paper. So when I laid that down, I made sure that I started with those and then laid the word berry down so that it fit nicely. I started out with that photo of all of us and made sure that it was centered in the layout. And then I'm going to add the little tiny pieces to the B's and the R's of the word berry. And I do use my tweezers as well as some liquid adhesive to make sure that those get down properly. As I'm getting that down, I do want to encourage you guys to check out the playlist that's listed below so that you can see how everyone else interpreted this sketch. I'm sure that there's going to be lots of inspiration. Once I got those inner pieces down, I decided to add these 2 photos of myself and Eli pretending to eat our strawberry. We had not washed them, so obviously we were not going to be eating them. But I did want to get a picture of us biting into the strawberries. And sometimes I'm just really amazed at what Eli is willing to do. I'll ask him to take a photo, and sometimes he comes up with these ideas on his own. Sometimes I ask him to do these ideas, but he always seems to be a good sport with taking some fun photos for me. I don't have a lot of embellishments for this paper. I actually got this paper for free at a scrapbook crop that I went to. There's always a free table. People will bring in stuff that they no longer want. And for this particular day, this entire pack of paper was on there. I was like, holy cow. And I knew that I had some strawberry photos that I could use with it, so I picked it up. But I knew that I had to figure out what embellishment pieces that I was going to use. So I did find these strawberry vines that reminded me of the sketch, and they have little flowers in the center of them. So I just printed it out and then used my Silhouette print and cut feature to fussy cut around the strawberries, which I am super glad that I finally took the time to do a bunch of research on YouTube of print and cuts. There's so many videos out there and so many tutorials on how to use it. It really isn't that difficult. It's just sitting down and watching all of those YouTube videos. And all I did was print and cut feature and then Silhouette Cameo number 4. There are a ton of videos out there for all of the different devices. So if you just did print and cut feature and then whatever device you have, I'm sure a tutorial will come up. Once you watch those videos, I do feel like it's very helpful, and the process is pretty simple, because I definitely did not want to fussy cut those strawberry vines. So I got the strawberries on the upper right hand side. I also added 1/2 of the strips from the bottom paper up at the top, and then added the strawberry vines up there as well. And then I did have this one package of strawberries, so I added that right next to the title, and then decided to pull out my stitching tools so that I could start stitching. I did stitch off camera, and I slowed the video down here so that you can see where I added the black lines to each one of the arrows, and I love the way that that came out. I then went to my embellishment books and pulled out the black, red, and green embellishment books and tried to find anything that had to do with strawberries, and then anything that would work in the black, green, or red. I was able to find these little black florals, and I added one to the title cluster, as well as adding one to the cluster over on the far right. I also found some red labels that I added to the title cluster, and I found a jar of jam that I added over on the far right hand side. Now, we don't make jam because really, honestly, we just eat the strawberries. We are definitely a fruit and vegetable household. We eat raw vegetables and fruit all the time. It's one of the things Eli loves to snack on. So these do not last very long in our household. In the upper right hand corner, I did add a little circle, and I added the date of February of 2023. And then I also had some chipboard pieces that had some strawberries on it, so I added that. And then there was also a jar of strawberry preserves that definitely was homemade. It had like a little checkered print on top of it with some twine, which I thought looked nice as well. And then I decided to put a small cluster up in the upper left-hand corner, so I did add another one of those black florals, as well as a circle sticker with a strawberry container on it. And then I did also add some black hearts around the clusters as well. And then that is it for this video. Here is my final layout, as well as some close-ups. I did do my journaling offline that says, "Strawberry picking is my ultimate springtime jam. Those little red delights are pure magic, juicy and sweet enough to make your taste buds dance. This year, Nana, Lisa, Eli, and Nicholas teamed up on a berry hunting adventure to snag the juiciest gem around." All right, if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.